The seasons are sadly changing, wet times that are coming, the days are getting shorter and the rain as well becoming more inevitable, especially if you're here in the UK like us. But don't worry, once you zip off to the trail centre in your car or your van, we're going to be talking all things that you can do to get ready to tackle those times once you're done at the trails. So that putting this into this is not going to be too bad. Filth, pure filth. Look at that thing, it is dirty, and I mean mud. When you're done on those long rides, your bike is going to be looking more and more like this through the winter months. So having an up-to-scratch cleaning kit in the back of your van that you can tackle something like this comprehensively is going to be really, really helpful. I've got mine trustily by my side here, and we're going to take a little run through of everything that I've got in it that's going to make my life a lot easier. Again, putting this back to how it should be. So what is in my magical bucket of cleaning? Well, a few of the basics. I've got a couple of different brushes, a soft one and a firm one. So one for the frame and then one I keep just for the drivetrain only. So this is my greasy brush. Doesn't touch anywhere else like the brakes or anything. Got some cleaner, obviously to help get the toughest of grimes off of there. Some degreaser and then some frame spray, biodegradable, multi-use spray. I don't think that you need much more than that, especially to keep in your car, unless you've got a big old van where you can keep loads of things. When you're done with that really muddy ride for the day, getting back to your car and having a spare set of clothes is actually going to be really important. Not only just because then you've got something clean and dry and cozy to get tucked up into, but also it's going to help with your health as well. Getting out of that damp, horrible clothes means you're going to warm up and dry out quicker and hopefully not get anything like a cold or flu or anything worse. You don't want it. For me, I'll always take with me the bare minimum, so at least a t-shirt, tracky bottoms and some dry socks, maybe a coat if I've got one in there. But a full change of clothes is going to be really important. I'd strongly recommend it. Everything from head to toe, get it clean, get it dry and get it on there. And then when you're done, you can just put all that horrible mess into a bucket or a bin bag or something, take it home and get rid of it. Well, you've just put that clean set of clothes on and you are cushy, toasty warm. What do you do with all that horrible clothes left over? Well, I like to put mine in a big old bucket like this. It helps keep all of this contained and in one place. If you haven't got space for a big old bucket like that, well then hang on, I've lost it. Nope, it's here. Just a good old carrier bag. It just helps keep it all nice and neatly together so that once you get it back home, you can then just take it in a big old lump and chuck it in your washing machine. But I will warn you, I've killed washing machines in the past with filthy clothes, so maybe it might need a rinse off first in the sink or the hose pipe. I'm not taking any responsibility for you killing your machines, but it does help just keep it all nice and neatly together. There's no denying that the winter just kills your bike quicker than any other time of the year. All the mud and grit and grime just grinds things away quicker than you'd like them to. So with me, I keep a nice little toolbox in the back of the van and a track pump as well. Now I know these are both quite big items. This big old thing will do tubeless tires as well. And in here, there's pretty much everything I could do with to strip and rebuild a bike. If you haven't got the space, if you're in your little Nissan Micra or God knows whatever car you've got, then fair enough. You're going to need a few essentials. So let's take a look inside of this and see what essentials you're going to need just to keep your bike running. Look, so we have Allen key sets, torque bits, we got grease, we've even got brake fluid for bleeding my brakes, there's spare pads. I mean, you name it, it is in here. We got cutters. Everything that I could need is in there. But like I said, that takes up a fair bit of space in the boot of your car. So if you don't, then, well, here's what I'd recommend. Instead of a big pump, we got a little pump. You can still inflate a tire with that, no problem. But to get that tire off, some tire levers and obviously a spare tube. Also to keep your bike running smooth, a little bit of oil there as well. And then for most general maintenance bits on your bike, a multi-tool is going to do the job. I've got one here which also has a chain breaker, because let's face it, if you snap a chain, you're going to need to fix that. So it's got all the, main Allen key bits there, torque bits, and actually this one has even got a couple of bonus tire levers on it as well. So I don't reckon there's much I couldn't fix with that. And that is my toolbox. Oh, toolbox light. This next one to keep in your car is possibly a little bit more of a treat and, well, not unnecessary, but if you're feeling a bit flush, it's something you could definitely get, and it is this. It's a mobile pressure washer. Now this one has a hose that goes on it and draws water from an external water source, or you can get some which will have a built-in water tank as well, and they are incredibly useful. I'll use mine to either blast, if it's a really muddy ride, I'll blast off the majority of the mud and give it a good sort of thorough cleaning at first before going over it again at home. Or if it's one of those really wet days where the mud's just dripping off of it anyway, you can almost give it a full-on proper clean. That way, when it goes in the back of this beauty, you're not just going to have mud falling off of it anywhere, or even if you put it on top of your car, you don't just have the mud dripping off. It's already nice and clean. It means you can get home and you don't have much work to do back there either. A really handy bit of kit to keep in your car or van, depends on whatever you've got the space for. Final little bonus tip then, if you do have a car that you're putting in and you want to try and keep the back of it clean, then using a tarp, like a tarpaulin or a plastic sheeting, just put down in the back and catch all that crud that is also gonna fall off your bike and make a mess. Because no one wants to get their car valeted all the time. It's just blooming expensive and takes a long time. But anyway, that's enough for this video. Winter's coming. I feel like my vehicles are now prepped and ready with everything I need to know to, well, help get me through it as cleanly and easily as possible. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. As always, if you've liked this video, why not give it a little thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Happy winter shredding, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.